Good afternoon, Wealth Our Way family. It is your man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. Today is Friday, May 14th, 2021, and I want to show nothing but love and respect. And it's an honor and privilege to state that I thank each and every one of you who are here live watching us stream across Facebook or YouTube. And of course, a special shout out and salute to Wealth Our Way Nation who catches this pre-recorded overnight, over the weekends, or wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. It has been a heck of a week. We've watched things go up, go down, go sideways. Which way is this market headed? I don't think anybody knows. Normally in the short term, no one can know. That's why it's a long-term play. I've spent a lot of time this week back in Clubhouse on social media. And for those of you people who do not have iPhones, who are Android users, I got a notification last night from Clubhouse that you can now get in Clubhouse with an Android. I think I'm still sitting on like 10 invitations. So anybody who has an Android, who wants an invitation to Clubhouse, put it in the chat, hit Renee up, whatever you want to do. I'll make sure you get an invitation. We have a Wealth Our Way room on Clubhouse, and then I'm often speaking with my clients in their rooms. We're setting up a tax mitigation room. It's just a lot going on. Just doing a lot of information giving. We're starting our webinar. Just what happens when you go live, baby. Our webinar series for the second half of the year. As you guys know, I got a lot going on. I'm moving to Puerto Rico for the second half of the year, and we'll be making that my permanent home. So it's all kinds of stuff popping in 2021. This is a year of action. What other actions are happening this year? What did they say in a Jay-Z and Beyonce song? Do you hear that? That's the sound of the price going up. So inflation is the price going up. People ask me all the time what inflation is. I'm going to give you the Charles Tank Harris definition of inflation. Inflation is when you used to could go to the store and buy a gallon of milk for $2, and now you go to the store to buy a gallon of milk and it's $3.50, but it's still the same gallon of milk. Prices go up over time. Wages supposedly go up over time. It's just the way things go. As a result, we have something that we refer to as purchasing power. Purchasing power is how your dollar picks up different things that you want and need. So we were talking the other day about all of the money that's being made in the short term and cryptocurrency. I can't go in Clubhouse. And just FYI for Clubhouse, we were doing a Clubhouse room every night at 6:30. We are now doing a Clubhouse room one day a week. It's most likely going to be either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. So we're trying to figure out church schedule, but it'll be an hour-long room. The 15 minutes, like I do 15 minutes of finance, wasn't really catching on. So I'm just trying to give the people a forum that works for them on Clubhouse. So stay tuned for that. But we were in Clubhouse talking about all of these sudden 100,000-aires and millionaires because they caught a crypto coin at a certain price and it just went up so much. They got all this money, and people started to think that you could make money very, very easily. And in the short term, there's always going to be something that allows you to make a lot of money easily. But my best friend always said to me, he's very skeptical about fiat currency, and fiat currency, just as a definition, is what we think of when we think of money currently. So in the fiat currency in the United States, it's the dollar. The fiat currency for most of Europe is the euro. The fiat currency in Japan is the yen. So whatever piece of currency represents a country or an area's purchasing power is called fiat currency. And all of the rave about cryptocurrency is it's not fiat currency. It's a different type of store of value. My buddy always said that when Black people get money, he's talking about the systematic institution of America. He said they will make money, not money anymore. It's a line in one of Drake's songs that says, I'm holding all of the cards and they want to play chess now. He's very skeptical, and he thinks that the power structure will never let the masses attain any wealth. So when you see things that have happened, like in the past year, where people bought a Dogecoin for 1/10 of 1 cent, and then it went to 50 cent, and all of a sudden they got $7 million. If money becomes that easy to come by, the fix for that is to raise the price of everything. Here's where you have heard me say all year that I personally am predicting a triple witching in the economic markets. I told you I think we are going to see inflation, while at the same time, we're going to see the stock market and cryptocurrency markets all pull back significantly, all at the same time that we see a devaluation of the dollar as it's compared to other currencies. So it's going to be a triple witching. The money's not going to be worth what it used to be worth domestically or abroad, and there's going to be less of it as a result of markets pulling back. There are ways to protect ourselves against that, and we've discussed it on this program, and we will continue to discuss it further. What I am telling you right now, when we talk about inflation as it currently stands and how to protect your purchasing power, is to do, you can do it. There's a couple of things that you can do. The first thing is you have to set up a system of dollar cost averaging. So we're going to go back to Finance 101 for everybody who may not remember what dollar cost averaging is. Dollar cost averaging is naturally what happens to your paycheck if you are in a 401k or a 403b or a 457 at work. It is when they take a set amount of money out of your check every time you're paid, twice a month, every other week, once a month, every Friday. They take a set amount out and they invest it into whatever your investment choices are. And that happens regardless if the market is up or if it's down. That is called dollar cost averaging. Why is dollar cost averaging so important, especially when there is inflation? Because you now are using your set amount of dollars to buy less of a market when the market is expensive and more of the market when the market is cheap. That is the epitome of buying low and selling high. I used an example the other day about outpacing inflation, comparing it to a horror movie. And I say, whenever we see a horror movie, you run away from the villain. You see them on the movie screen and they think they're safe. They got to a barn or they got behind a big rock or they're in a car and they think they're safe. 5 minutes pass, the damn villain shows up and kills them. Because when you lose track of the villain, he's out there to get you. But if you keep one eye on the villain, now we've all seen these horror movies, Jason, Michael Myers, all of the other different horror cats. They're very slow, methodical, plodding creatures. They can't be stopped, but they move very slow. I don't know how I got this brilliant, but that is the perfect analogy for inflation. Inflation is very hard to stop. It's always just out there. But there are times when inflation is going very low, like we've had for the past 20 years, when interest rates come down. And there's times when interest rates rise rapidly and inflation is going up quickly. But in either instance, it's right over there behind us, just plodding along. So what we need to do is take our money and keep it one step in front of inflation. So let's talk about bank accounts for a minute. When you have a bank account, if it's a savings account or a money market account or an interest-bearing checking account, it pays interest. Rising interest is also the biggest indicator of inflation. It's what makes you see that prices are going up because the cost of money is going up. When you have the cost of money, I don't think people really think about this, but I want you to watch this example I'm giving you. If you go to the bank and borrow money, you clearly understand that you are paying interest. That's the cost of the money you're taking from the bank. It works in reverse as well. When you give the bank your money, they pay you interest. They're paying you the cost. When interest rates go up, they'll put more interest in your account. So what you need to make sure that you are seeing is that all of the monies that you have deployed, whether it's in an interest-bearing account, whether it's in a cash value life insurance policy, whether it's in a stock market, whether it's in a cryptocurrency account, that you are deploying your money in such a way that the rate of return that you are getting is outpacing the inflationary environment. When you are younger, so I'm 50, when you are younger, you have a longer time until you need your money. You don't really worry about income. You don't actually worry too much about inflation, because when you're younger, your job has to pay you for your time. And wages also are affected by inflation. You can't pay somebody for a job the same amount you paid them 5 years ago if inflation is occurring. You've heard of this acronym before. I'll say it slow. COLA. And I'm not talking about Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I'm talking about COLA. COLA. Cost of living adjustment. Cost of living adjustment. COLA means that every year we expect some form of a raise or just some form of adjustment to our salary based on the fact that everything that we bought last year is a little more expensive this year. As you can see right now, your man Big Tank needs a haircut. It is $35 for me to get a haircut. If y'all know somebody is a little more price friendly, holla at your man. $35 when I get my haircut. When I was a child, my haircut was $8. Now, that's a long time, and haircuts need to go up. Barbers need to feed their children like everybody else does. But I have to be honest, it feels a little difficult. My head might have got a little bit bigger, but not much, that you're going to charge me 4 times as much for what I feel is the same haircut. You ain't got no new style. You didn't put a perm in there or braid me up or nothing. So the reality is that haircuts, milk, cars, what you do for a living, everything goes up in value over time. And what we find as an economy is that it's not always lock and step. It's not always fair. You're not going to earn your way into keeping up with the cost increase. That's why we invest, to make up the difference. When you're younger, you have more time. When you get toward the end, not that 50 is the end, but when we talk about retirement, most people tie retirement age to when you can get your full Social Security benefit. For me, my full Social Security benefit is eligible for me at age 67. So technically, I'm 17 years away from retirement age. That's not a long time at all. I have to make my assets grow in such a way that when I am done working, if I ever chose to stop working, I can take that money and live off of it, even as prices increase around me year in and year out. That is inflation. So I want you to put yourself in a position to protect your purchasing power by making sure that you do not have idle money. Don't have money sitting in non-interest bearing accounts. Don't have money sitting in a safety deposit box. Don't have money sitting in a safe in your house. I used to always think it was cool when I was younger. I wanted to have a couple bars of gold and $30,000-$40,000 in a safe and a pistol. I don't know why. I watched too many movies, but I always thought that was cool. Now, I don't think it's cool to have too much cash lying around, because my cash has to work for me. It has to earn me money. And as a result, if you bury $1 million in your backyard today, 40 years from now, when you dig it up, yes, it is still physically $1 million. But 40 years from now, that $1 million will probably spend like it's $912,000. So technically, you would have lost $88,000 of purchasing power. And you never want that to happen. So with that being said, I want to say a couple of things before I check out. Thing number one, the book has been doing really, really well, and I appreciate those of you who have purchased it. Those of you who have not, you can go onto the website, www.wealthourway.com, and go to the WOW store and buy the book, 5 Major Money Moves, 3 Money Must-Dos. We are going to announce and list all of the webinars for the second half of the year. And next week, this is what I'm really excited about. Next week, I have a guest on every day, and we are doing a series called Why You Should Invest in Blank Today. And the blanks are real estate, small businesses, cryptocurrency, equities, and yourself. So with that being said, invest in yourself this weekend and have a great weekend. Be healthy, take care of yourself, stay safe, and remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy. Take care.